Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show, reviews. And today we're reviewing Bel-Air Season 2, Episode 2. It's entitled Speaking Truth, coming to you from Peacock. So, what did I think about it, and should you be watching? Before we get into the review, get down there, hit like on this video. You know, I feel like Uncle Phil is on a bit of an apology tour so far this season because among other things, this episode's about sort of setting the house straight, if you will. And part of that is for Uncle Phil and Geoffrey to kind of, I guess, settle their differences. In addition, Will is, he's really big on trying to get this guy Doc paying attention to him, and when he comes up short in a game. He seeks advice about how he can take it to the next level. Also, he's got a new young lady who seems very interested by the name of Jackie that we saw in the previous episode. Spoiler alert, as I predicted, related to related to Doc. Also, you also have Carlton, who's dealing sort of with his anxiety medication, wanting to reduce the amount so that he can get back on the level. But also, he talked a big game in the previous episode about what the Black Student Union could be doing, and now he sort of has to back it up. Ashley is, unexpectedly finds that her favorite teacher, Miss Hughes, gets fired and won't say why, but she suspects correctly that it's some foolishness. And of course, we can't forget about Hilary and Jazz, who are an official couple now, and Jazz lets Hilary borrow his car. Some shenanigans go down, and you may think that they are in a rough patch, but then she kind of gets him to kind of become official with her parents. So of course we know historically there's always been that whole Jazz Uncle Phil friction, played out quite in a fun way in this episode. And among all of this is the Black Student Union taking up the cause, or planning to take up the cause, of Miss Hughes, and a direct reference, I think, to the original series, where there was Will kind of was pushing for protest and everything like that. He's a lot more vocal. And I think this is, largely due to the fact that, in a way, he's still sort of an outsider at the school. He can sort of be different, be a lot more strident than maybe Carlton, who's gone there his whole academic career. And that kind of plays out in an interesting way with his conversation with the faculty advisor for the Black Student Union, telling him about, the right way to do things, and that his reputation could, be on the line about whether or not this protest works. The walkout, or a blackout, as Will called it. And, Carlton, he really needs more of that stress, because he really, as, Carlton did in the original series, wants to go to Princeton. And this, he need this sort of heat. So all that being said, I mean, there's a ton going on in this episode. Even though it's still a bit of a setup episode, we see Aunt Viv. She wants to confront, her, I guess, her manager or whatever. And he, for some reason, she can't seem to find him, but he seems to be able to talk to the media and say what she is and isn't going to do. And she kind of, put her foot down there. And actually, Aunt Viv, she sort of did that a couple times this episode. Besides that, also with the parent, not the PTA, but the parent advisory board for the school. And when apparently Miss Hughes's firing seems to be above board, clearly she's not going to let that stand. Obviously, they're talking about racial diversity and on all that stuff, because she's one of the only black teachers at the school, and apparently we're probably going to find out, because she was giving Ashley extra credit for doing book reports and all that other stuff, and that there is probably some kind of racial component to it. But the truth is we don't really know because we haven't gotten the full information. But that seems to be the indication. We also, Will is his whole little deal is a big deal in this episode because he is so set on this whole going to college on a D1 basketball scholarship, and he feels probably rightly so that playing at his school isn't the highest the highest competition he could have. That is sort of limiting his game, and Doc is also kind of putting this bug into his ear too. So, he's a team player in the loss that they suffer, and then, Doc's just like, you got to you got to win. If you win, nobody argues with you, and so in the the very next game, he says he's going to bring South Philly out, and what's interesting about it is because before that he has this little confrontation with the rest of the team, which I find funny because he's clearly the best person on the team. He's clearly the reason why they're winning, but also his cultural paradigm isn't the same as theirs, and they're talking about it's our team and everything like that. And so we're thinking that he's quitting the team, but instead he's sort of like, getting Will's getting his mind together about, if everyone feels like shouldn't be on the team when he comes back, he completely takes over in the game, just styling on people and everything. I mean, it's pretty cool. But he also, disregards his coaches, words about what they're going to do. He helps run up the score, and then instead he's like, "Nah, I'm on a style." Not, he goes hard, and Doc approves that. But Uncle Phil is very leery, rightly so, about whoever this guy, Doc is, because as usual he's only looking out for Will. So we'll see where that goes. But I did like the fact that one thing that I knew in the first season was that Carlton and Will were going to be, good friends when they got over their little beef. And to see that actually play out now, that they're great friends. They got their little their little special dap and everything like that. He and Carlton sneak out so that they can go to South Central. So Will can meet up with Jackie, but also Carlton is kind of get out and socialize. I mean, it's cool to see those guys just really be friends the way we want them to be. We know they can be. They can have each other's back. And then also just to see Jazz out there, he's older and he's like, hey, don't make me take y'all home. Like, don't be acting out. Fun stuff. I love the whole club scene. I like Jackie, but I'm wondering what her angle is. But she's really, kind of giving a new look to Will, and a new look at L.A. And of course, Doc, he's somewhat sinister. We're not really sure what to think of him just yet. But also, I'm enjoying Carlton, trying to find his way here. I think Carlton's, obviously they're hinting at the med change, maybe not the best thing to do, and also all the pressure. But I have a lot of faith that Carlton's going to, kind of do the right thing and pull through on this. And I like that Ashley's, they're still sort of sidelining her. I hate that because this whole Miss Hughes thing is kind of her storyline. So it's weird that they're giving it to the boys to do. And finally, the whole, reconciliation with Geoffrey and Geoffrey coming back to the house. It just felt right. It felt good to see all that work out. And to know that, this is sort of modeling of like a good male friendships, but also that, a guy like Uncle Phil, who's used to not just being right, but being listened to and obeyed and all that, can also admit that he was wrong and was disrespectful and the like to Geoffrey. And I think that was really important. because I think Geoffrey being around is probably something that house really, really needs. We're going to see going forward. Of course, I like the whole Hilary and Jazz. Jazz, my favorite character. That's my dog. He's cool as hell. And the way he's really standing to be equal, with Hilary, not letting her run all over the place. I like that about him. So I'm just overall enjoying this show. Great episode. Again, it's a bit more setup than actual forward movement of the story, but I'm cool with that because there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of plot threads twisting around right now, and it's pretty clear that there's going to be a lot of serious entanglements in the near future. So anyway, what did you guys think about this episode? What did you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there, and of course you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And do me a favor, get down there, hit the like button on this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Helps with the algorithm so more people can see this channel and see these videos. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining me. Come back next week. I'm going to be reviewing Bel-Air Season 2, Episode 3. Until then, I've been Mo De Pape, your resident fabricant and commentator extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.